I'm Andrea Saris, Deputy Director with SIIM, and on behalf of the Society and our members, I want to thank you for supporting the annual meeting. We appreciate you tuning in today to learn more about the GRIP, a virtual platform that SIIM21 will be hosted on. Joining us today is Casey Pinella, a Customer Success Manager with GRIP, who will provide a detailed overview of the platform and demo the SIIM21 environment that you'll be working in beginning on May 3rd. Casey will be happy to answer the questions at the end, any questions rather, at the end of the session. Please make sure to type your questions in the Q&A box located at the bottom of your Zoom control panel. So without further ado, welcome, Casey.
Thank you, Andrea, and hi, everyone. Thank you for the introduction. As you may have heard, my name is Casey Pinella, and I'm a Customer Success Manager at GRIP, and I will be walking you guys through the platform through the eyes of a sponsor representative to show you all of the great features you guys will be able to utilize to build new connections and drive your business forward during SIIM's annual meeting. So we want to make sure you're able to achieve your ROI by helping connect you with the right professionals to meet based on your unique goals. And that's why we're using a powerful matchmaking tool that utilizes artificial intelligence to serve smart recommendations of professionals to meet based off your individual preferences to help move your business forward. So today I'm going to be walking you through how to access the platform, how you can set up your user profile, how to network within the platform and participate in the virtual event, how to schedule a meeting, and I will also touch on a sponsor-specific tool called Teams, which is a collaboration tool for your company. So like Andrea mentioned, if you have any questions at any time, please put them in the Q&A and we will answer those at the end. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So before the event, you will receive a welcome email with your unique login credentials to access the platform. This is the home page of the platform, which will take you through in that welcome email. And so you're simply going to click login, enter your email, and then enter the unique badge ID found within that email as well, and click claim account. Next, you'll be asked to set your own unique password, which will be used moving forward to access the platform. And then you'll be successfully logged into the virtual event. So the first time that you enter the virtual event platform, you will be prompted to go through a quick onboarding process. This first page is asking if you'd like to connect with your LinkedIn or your Facebook account to pull in your profile picture. It does not pull in any other information, nor does it push any information. It is just for the convenience of adding your profile, your picture to your profile within GRIP. If you'd like to do so, you'll simply click on the channel of choice and follow those prompts. Otherwise, if you prefer to just upload your picture from your desktop, you can do so later on, which I will show you. You'll then click next, and you'll be brought to this page, which will ask you to fill out some questions based off your individual preferences. So this data is what will be used to serve relevant recommendations of attendees to connect with by matching you to those with complementary preferences. It's also the information that will be featured within your profile for others to see. So you'll go in and you will fill in the fields that are relevant for you. And you'll notice some of these fields allow you for multi-select, others are single select. But what's really important here is you are providing information specific to you as a representative of your company. Because within the platform, you all have your own individual profiles to serve you smart recommendations of professionals. So once you go in and add those fields, you will click next. And then you will have the option to set your visibility preference for your contact details within the platform. So your contact details will be auto-populated from registration if you provided them, and it will auto-default as a private setting, meaning only you can see your contact details. You will have the option to select from this drop-down to move it to connections only, meaning only those you've formed a mutual interest in and therefore formed a connection can see your contact details. Or public, meaning anybody within the platform can see your contact details. If you want to add your phone number and it's not there at this time, I will show you within your profile how to edit that. Once you're done, you'll click Next. And lastly, you're asked to fill out a simple data consent form asking you to allow GRIP to use your data anonymously for research purposes to strengthen our AI solution. So this is fully anonymous, just helping us to improve our AI solution. You'll toggle this on and click Start Networking. And lastly, if you were invited to join a team, which is your company, you will be prompted at that stage as the admin for that team. And we'll touch on teams a little later on in this webinar. So once you complete the onboarding process, the first thing you'll want to do is to set up your user profile. To set up your profile, you're going to click Profile in the top right corner. And here you will see your individual profile as a representative of your company. So it's important to remember that GRIP is a matchmaking platform that is used to connect person to person. So everybody participating in the event will have their own individual profile. So as a sponsor representative, you want to set up your profile so that other professionals can find and connect with you, and so that your information can be used to serve smart and relevant recommendations of attendees to connect and meet with. When networking with other professionals, the first thing they're going to see is your profile picture, your first and last name, and your headline, which will appear as your job title and your company. If you already pulled in your profile picture from LinkedIn or Facebook, you would see that auto-populated here. However, if you want to just pull it from your computer directly, you just click on this pencil icon and pull the picture in. If I scroll down, you'll see your contact details here. If you'd like to add your phone number, you can do so by clicking the phone number field. And then if at any time you want to adjust your visibility preferences, you can do so at this stage as well. If I scroll down, you will see your job title, your company name, and your location. Most of this information will be filled in from registration if you provided it. However, if there's anything missing, please feel free to fill that in to have a complete profile. And then down below, you will see the fields that you entered during the onboarding process are all auto-populated here. If you need to make any changes at any time, you can do so by clicking into the field and making that adjustment as needed. I also didn't add my LinkedIn profile during onboarding, so I can go back and add that here as well. So really important, again, to have all of these fields filled in accurate to you as an individual to make sure that your recommendations are catered to you. Down at the bottom, if there's any additional information that you would like to provide, you can do so in the summary field here. And this could be any additional information that you would like to share with users about yourself, which can be helpful for them to determine if they would like to connect and meet with you. Once you're done, you will click Update Profile, and you will receive that notification that it's been successfully updated. And then the next thing you're going to want to do in your profile is to manage your availability, which is on the top left corner. So here you will have the opportunity to block off any dates or times that you're unavailable to meet during the summit. Maybe you or your colleague are only going to be working the event on specific days or within specific hours. You can update your availability here. So this calendar is set to allow you to book meetings from May 20th to May 27th. And the calendar is also set to allow you to book meetings at any time, 24 hours a day, to accommodate individuals in different time zones. At the top, you'll notice my time zone is in New York Standard Time. When you log into the platform, you will see your time zone represented there based off your browser settings, and the times will reflect that as well. So as you can see, since this is a 24-hour clock to accommodate our international participants, you will see that the time starts at 12 a.m. So it's really important for you to go in and update your availability, especially to mark off those times where you are sleeping or you're offline for the evening, just to make sure that when you receive incoming meeting requests, The individuals requesting the meeting will only be able to select from times that you've indicated you're available. So this is going to take all the scheduling legwork out of it. So if you need to, you can block off specific days, or you can find those hours and just block them off accordingly. Once you're done, you'll click Save, and now your profile is completely set up. So the only other important item in the profile to note is the Exports Meeting function. If at any time during the event you'd like to export your individual meeting calendar, you can do so within your profile here, and you can choose the options to export as an Excel or a CSV file. So within that file, you'll see the meeting dates, times, locations, the names of the individuals you've requested the meetings with, if there was a message tied to that meeting, and any fields from their profile so you can reflect back on who they were as an individual. It will not include contact details at this time, just to note. But you will have the option to view those details on their profile if they've shared their visibility as public or with connections only, or you can always ask during those meetings or via chat. So that is everything within the profile. Now that I'm all set up, I'm going to click on the Home button to return to the home page of the platform. So the center of this page is what we call the home feed. And it really has important information for you to keep an eye out during the event. As you can see, we have a little preview of the event agenda as well. You'll notice some of these items on the home feed match what's on the left-hand navigation. This left-hand navigation has everything that you'll need during the event for a successful experience. And on the right-hand side, we have our connections board. So our connections board has the list of all of the connections we formed during the event, meaning we've shown mutual interest in one another. So at any time during the event, you can click on your connection and start a chat with them. If you like, you can always collapse this for a better view of the home feed as well. On the top, you have the home button, which brought us here. The notifications bell, which will alert us of any notifications that we have during the event. This could be new meeting requests or new connections that we formed, or any new inbound leads coming into the Teams area for your company. So really important to keep a lookout. If you have those notifications at the top, you have 2 unread notifications. Next, you have profile where we just were. At any time, you can go back in there to update your preferences or to update your calendar availability. And then we have Teams, which is that collaboration tool we'll chat through later today. And then finally, top middle, we have this search bar here. If there are specific individuals you'd like to search for or products, feel free to use this search bar to find that more efficiently. So now that we've kind of walked through the layout of the virtual event platform, I'm going to walk us through this left-hand navigation and talk through each of these items so you know how to use them during your event. We're going to start with recommended for you, actually. Recommended for you is going to appear a list of 10 recommendations based off the information provided in the onboarding process, as well as the details in your profile and how you've interacted on the platform. So you'll be served 10 recommendations at a time, and you will decide if you want to establish a connection by showing interest, or if you want to skip on that individual because they may be irrelevant to you. You'll notice those additional details about them. If they have their profile picture, it will appear here. Their name, their title, their company, and who they are, if they're an attendee or a representative. You can skip on anybody in the platform. Skipping is anonymous. It's really just teaching the AI more about your preferences to serve you more recommendations. So you can show interest, skip, or request a meeting. The more you show interest and skip, the smarter the solution is going to become. So it is encouraged to use your recommendations and go through them to establish or take action on them. Interested in you, this is a list of all users who have shown interest in you. So think of these as your incoming leads. When another user shows interest in you, you will receive a notification next to this list indicating that you have one inbound lead. And you will have the option to show interest or skip on them. Think of incoming leads as individuals who have stuck out their hand for a handshake. By showing mutual interest back, a handshake is made and a connection is formed. So you'll now notice I have a notification on the right-hand side, my connections board. Becky Johnson is now a new connection of mine. And she will also appear under my connections next on this list. So this is a list of everyone you formed a connection with because there was mutual interest between two parties. So once you form a connection, you're able to chat with them. You have this option in this view here as well to open up that chat message. And you now have the option to view meetings that you may have established with them already or request a meeting. So you can request a meeting with anybody in the platform. You do not need to be a connection in order to do so. But if I wanted to request a meeting with Becky, for example, I would just click request a meeting and I would see this drop-down menu appear. And you will go through and update or fill in anything that you might need. So in this example, I'm inviting Becky Johnson. I have the option to add additional participants to this meeting by clicking on the plus sign. This can be colleagues or other individuals participating in the meeting. And you may have noticed that the date and the time auto-populated. This is based off our calendar availability that we set in our profile. So again, really important that is up to date. The system is going to pre-populate dates and times based off my availability as well as Becky's to help make scheduling very efficient. If you have a preference, you can always use the drop-down menu to select other dates. And the dates and the times that show here are when we've indicated that we're available. So you'll only see times where everybody is available. You will also notice that the times of the meetings are in 30-minute increments for this event. And you'll also notice that I'm seeing this time in New York. This is based off my browser settings again. When you log into the platform, you will see it in your unique time zone. And then you have the option to add a personal message. So really important to add a message because individuals always want to know the expectation of that meeting before they accept the meeting request. So here you can send a welcome note to them, personal message about the meeting and why you want to meet. So when you're requesting a meeting, you can have up to 50 individuals join a virtual meeting. If you are inviting multiple individuals, you can invite them in increments of 10 because the system is going to be checking everyone's availability. So once you add 10 and one or more individuals accept that meeting, you can go right back into that meeting invite and add more individuals up to 50 total. The dates for this event where you're able to have meetings are May 20th to May 27th, as we saw in our calendar availability. And so now once all these details are filled out, I can go ahead and click send on this meeting request. But before I do so, you may have noticed this pending meeting limit here. 20 meeting requests left until you reach the pending meeting limit. So as part of the annual meeting, we have set a limit for the number of pending meetings a sponsor representative can have at any given time, which is 20. If you've reached your pending meeting limit, you may simply wait until you receive responses for that individual, or if you haven't heard back in a timely manner, you can always cancel those meetings to earn those credits back to be applied to more meeting requests. So really, this is just to help make sure we are intentful in the meeting requests that we have, and we are not spamming the platform, of course, which we don't want to happen. So once we do that, we will click send, and you'll notice that meeting request has been sent. Now, in this example, Becky Johnson is going to receive an email that looks a little something like this. Of course, it will be branded with SIIM's branding. But Becky will receive an email that will say, I have a meeting request from Casey Piniella, and I will see the details of that meeting. Now, if they click accept or decline, it's going to bring them right back into the platform for them to formalize that meeting request. Once they accept the meeting, you are going to receive a confirmation email that looks like this. The meeting has been confirmed, and of course, again, this will be branded to SIIM. But here you'll have the option to view this meeting on your personal calendar outside of the platform if you like to make sure it's there as well. Inside the platform, you're going to receive a notification when that meeting has been confirmed. And it will also live on My Schedule, which we will touch on in a little bit. Next, My Interested list. So this is going to be a list of all profiles that you have shown interest in. And this just really helps keep track of who you've shown interest in, because if they haven't shown interest back in a timely manner, maybe you want to request a meeting with them to try to connect with them in that way. Once they accept a meeting request, you automatically become a connection. So it's just another way of trying to reach out. My skip list is a list of all individuals that you have skipped because they may have not been relevant to you or your business. You can skip on another user. It is anonymous, meaning they will never know that you've skipped on them, but it's really teaching the AI solution more about your preferences to serve you smarter recommendations. And if you happen to make a mistake, you could always unskip on that user. That brings us to My Schedule. So here we'll see all of our meetings that we have during the event, and we'll see the status of those meetings as well. So you'll notice I have a meeting that's happening now, 12 to 12:30. It's confirmed. If I scroll down, I'll see I have a pending meeting later today. This was an incoming meeting request I had, so I can accept or decline it here. And then I also have a meeting later on in May that I'm waiting for a response on. This is part of your pending meeting limit. So if you are waiting on meetings to be confirmed and it's been a couple days, you haven't heard anything, you can always go here and cancel this meeting to earn back that credit to apply to new meetings. Really important. Don't let those meetings just sit there unanswered. Take those credits back and apply them for more meetings. If I scroll back to the top though, you'll notice this meeting is happening now. So I'm going to jump in to show you what that looks like. So 10 minutes before a scheduled meeting is about to begin, all parties who have accepted the meeting will receive an email reminder letting them know. And then 5 minutes before the meeting is about to begin, you're going to have the option to open the virtual meeting room, which we have here. So if I click on Open Virtual Meeting Room, you'll notice that the meeting room opened up right within the platform. No additional tabs, no downloads needed. I'm now in the virtual meeting, and I have the option to turn my camera and my mic on or off. I can share my screen, and I can see those who joined us. This meeting I have is with Brandon. So I have a preview of his profile here with the details that he has shared. And I also have the chat window here. So I can continue to chat with him during the meeting if I need to. Really, the purpose here would be to share any documents that you may have. Everything in our platform needs to be web-based. So if you like to share a brochure with Brandon in this example, make sure that is web-based on Google Drive, your company website, Dropbox.com, and you can send it through that chat message here. So as a reminder, meetings can hold up to 50 participants. And you can come and go during that meeting at any time during the allotted time. So here you can see at the top, this meeting is from 12 to 12:30. So if you have colleagues coming and going, you can bounce in and out of the meeting at any time. but just know that you must be in the meeting before 12:30 if your meeting is running over. So the meeting room is never going to kick you out. However, you just need to be in the meeting before the meeting time ends. So 12:30 in this example. So if your meeting is running over, you're wrapping up, don't worry, it's not going to kick you out. Feel free to stay in as long as you'd like. Just be mindful of other meetings you might have scheduled so you're not late for those commitments. And that is a virtual meeting. So I'll go ahead and close that meeting, which will bring us right back to our schedule. Well, we would be able to hop into other meetings as we have them. Next, we have event agenda. So this is where all of the session content is going to live during the event. You'll notice they're broken out by dates, and you can filter them by day, track, and location. But they're all organized for you here accordingly. Again, in your unique time zone, really to help with scheduling. Time of the event, title of the session, if it's pre-recorded or on demand, the track that the session is in, and the speakers. So a lot of information there. If you want to learn more about the session, you can always click in to learn more, see the description, and learn more about the speakers attached to that session as well, if you'd like to connect with them. In order to participate in a session, you need to add it to your schedule. So like we saw in that initial view, you also have the options to send to calendar and to add to schedule. By adding it to your schedule, you are now going to see it on your schedule list in addition to your meetings, like we have here. If you want to send it to your calendar, this allows you to bookmark that schedule outside of the platform on your professional calendar. So you would just click send to calendar and choose the email domain that you've used to register for the event. So if I want to send this to my Google or my Gmail account, I would click on Google and the calendar invite would open up, allowing me to save that session on my calendar. So that is the event agenda where all the sessions are taking place, all the educational content. Similar to this, we also have the speed networking sessions, of which I skipped over originally. If I click on speed networking, I'm going to see all the sessions that are taking place. And the first time I click on that, I'm also going to get a quick tutorial of how does it work. 3-step process, very easy. So speed networking is the opportunity to meet with professionals for 3 minutes during the allotted times. You'll be able to turn your camera on, have a conversation for those 3 minutes. Once you're done with those meetings, you can continue to meet more individuals during that speed networking session, or you can stop networking, in which case you would see the lineup of all the individuals that you've connected with and decide if you want to show interest in them to move that relationship forward. But again, here, similar to event agenda, format is all the same. You'll see all the speed networking sessions, and they are curated to help make sure we're purposeful in the speed networking. When speed networking sessions are taking place, you'll see a little red icon here, a little broadcast icon, just letting you know and reminding you that speed networking is taking place and to join. So be on the lookout for that. So lastly, if I jump down to attendees where we left off. So outside of the recommendations that we serve, we do recommend, or we do want participants to be able to network freely within the platform. So we have a couple lists here to help you find relevant connections on your own. We have attendees, presenters, sponsor representatives, industry sponsors, which is your company profiles, and then the product showcase. So if you click on any of these lists, you will see the full list of participants. In this case, I'm looking at all the attendees. I can show interest, skip, or request a meeting with them. I can jump into their profile to see more details if they filled that out. And I can also use the filters along the top to help me narrow my search down even further. Same view for presenters, although these are the presenters for this year's event. And then same for sponsor representatives, which you and your team are. So you will see yourselves here, and attendees will be able to come here to search using these filters and to find and connect with you on an individual level. If they're looking for companies, they can go to industry sponsors, and this is where your company profile will live. And you'll notice that they're organized by your participation level. If I scroll down to find my profile, I'm a bronze sponsor this year. So we will find GRIP right here. If an attendee clicks into your profile, they will see all the details of your profile. A lot of this information might be familiar to you from that one sheeter we put together of the assets needed, but you have your hero image, your logo, your name, and your quick headline, and the location of your company as a sponsor. Attendees will be able to decide if they want to show interest in you, which would send them to you as an inbound lead, or if they want to message you as a company. They'll have an embedded video here, and then depending on your participation package, you will be able to fill out the appropriate fields here, which we will touch on how to do that in a moment. But this is what your profile will look like to an attendee in the platform. Your representatives will be listed down below, and attendees can show interest or skip on those individuals. And then you'll also see the products attached to your company page as well. If an attendee wants to request a meeting with your company, they'll have the option to do so here. It all works the same way, except it will auto-populate a representative for that company who's available to have a meeting. If the attendee has a preference, they can choose from the drop-down here and choose from the list of representatives that you have at your event. So that was the industry sponsors page. Again, that is your company profile. And then we have the product showcases. So this will become a beautiful page of all the products showcased at this event. They'll have a picture of the profile name, the company whose product that is, and a quick headline about that product. When the attendee clicks in, they'll be able to see additional details, show interest on that product, which again will become an inbound lead within Teams, and then be able to kind of navigate to the company profile to learn more. Lastly, we have tech support. So if at any time during the event you have questions, you could always click on tech support, which will open up an email to our team to help you throughout the event. So now that we walked through that left-hand navigation, the last component that I just want to walk you through quickly is Teams, which is that exhibitor-specific function. So again, Teams is on the top right corner. So Teams is a collaboration tool designed specifically for exhibitors to be able to manage your company effort, provide visibility across the team, and engage with your company's inbound leads generated during the event. So you guys are the admins for your teams. You're the ones registered for the event. So the first representative to log into the platform will be prompted to create the team during that onboarding process. Once you do so, you will see your team populate here with your company logo. And if you click into it, you'll be able to go to team members. And here you will see all your team members for the event. If it's just you are the only one registered for the event to start, you will have the option to invite your members by clicking on Invite Members. You'll fill in their first name, last name, their unique email address, their job title, and the role you would like to give them within the team. Admins have the ability to edit your teammates' profiles and calendar availability. That is the only difference. Otherwise, you all have the same views within the Teams portal. Once you fill in this information and click Invite Member, that teammate will receive an automated email with a link to access the platform and to create their own password, and they'll be brought right into your team and be able to start participating in the event. So it's important to note that based off your package, you will be allowed a specific team size. So I'm logged in right now as a bronze sponsor, actually. So I'm seeing my max size as 3. I could have 3 representatives as part of my team. Silver can have 5, gold can have 8, and platinum can have 10. The next thing you want to do once you invite your team members is to update your company profile. So here, it looks just like that one sheeter we circulated with all the assets that you need. Now you'll be able to quickly go in and just upload them accordingly. We have the company hero image, which is 1476 by 334 pixels. We have your company logo, and then you have your fields here. So again, this is based off your participation at the event, your participation level. But you'll be able to go into these fields and update them accordingly. Name, quick headline about your company, maybe it's the tagline, and then you'll be able to add your URLs, your websites, etc. Remember, all collateral must be URL based, so you will be creating a URL here. Maybe it's going to your specific Dropbox folder. And then lastly, if there's any additional information you would like to share, you can use the summary to do so. You could expand a little bit more in the summary. Headline is very quick and precise. You'll click Update Profile, and you'll get the notice that it's been updated. Next, you'll go to Product. Now again, based off your package, you'll be able to have a specific number of products. Here we see 2 products I added as an example here. If I go to add a product, I have the option to add 1 or more photos about that product. I can name the product. I can add a quick headline about the product, the website of where I can find it. If you have a URL or you want to indicate what product category it belongs to, you could update all of those fields here. Product categories is really important because attendees will be able to filter by the product showcase list to find products based off a specific category. Location of where the product's available, and then a summary if you would like to expand on the product details in any way. You would click Add, and you would see your product listed here. If you need to edit your profile, your product at any time, you just click on the gear and click Edit Product. And again, it opens up to that same view, and you can go in and update as needed. Click Update, and those changes are saved. One thing to call out, if I click on Account, you're going to see the level of participation that you are currently at. When you first go in and claim your team, you are automatically going to come in as a bronze sponsor. SIIM is going to be notified of this and be able to upgrade you to the appropriate level that you paid for. So then you will have the full capabilities to update all of the products and assets that you receive at that package. But just know that you come in automatically as a bronze. The team gets notified, we make the upgrade, and then you have access. If you have any questions, you could always reach out to the team. And then lastly, within the settings, you have the option to export. You can export your meetings and your contacts throughout the event. And this is live, up-to-date metrics of all of the meetings your company had and all of the contacts your company created. Now, the great thing about Teams are the features within it, the collaboration tools, if you will. If I jump back up to meetings, I now have a calendar view of the event dates. I can filter by the status of those meetings, or I can filter by my teammates to really see what Emma's working on, what I'm working on. And you can dive into those meetings accordingly. So once you guys go into the platform and start scheduling meetings, you will start seeing them appearing here, and you'll be able to click into those meetings to learn more, invite your colleagues to them, and manage those meetings however you see fit. Rescheduling, adding participants, sending a message. You'll be able to access all of your colleagues' meetings within this view. If you want to create a meeting, you can do so as well. It'll auto-populate to you as a representative. However, if you want to create a meeting on behalf of your colleague, you can do so. I selected Emma in this example, and I am acting on behalf of Emma, as indicated on the top. And same process as before, you would go in and fill out these features. So I would go and find the individual I would like to have the meeting with, and it will auto-populate with the dates and the times and location of that meeting. You can add a quick message and then send off that meeting request. It's important to know that you are acting on behalf of Emma in this example or on behalf of your colleague. So you are taking their pending meeting limit. And when the meeting request is sent, it appears as it's coming from Emma. Now, once you send out this invitation, you'll be able to add more individuals if you need to. Inbound leads. These are all the leads that you've generated during the event as a company. It's broken out into 3 lists: to review, reviewed, and total leads. Total leads is a company metric. These are all the leads your company has generated. To reviewed and reviewed are your personal lists. So I've already reviewed the 2 leads that we've received. I don't have any outstanding that I need to go through just yet. But as you go through this list, you will notice where these leads came from as indicated by the tag. And you can decide if you would like to show interest in them, request a meeting with them. You'll have those items here. I happen to already be connections, so I'm getting the opportunity to chat with them or view a meeting. If you show interest in a lead, an inbound lead, it's going to appear in your My Interested list. They will then need to show mutual interest back with you in order to become a contact. However, you can always request meetings with them, and once they accept, you will automatically become a connection. Company chat. If you recall, within your company profile, attendees had the option to send a message. Those will all live here. You'll notice you have a notification, 1 new message. You can open that up. Anybody from your team can respond to this, and it's replying on behalf of your company, in this example, GRIP. And then lastly, you have the list of all your contacts. You can sort these using the filters at the top, and then of course, export them like I mentioned below. So that is everything with this year's SIIM annual meeting and the GRIP virtual platform. So I know that was a lot. So we now will open it up for Q&A.
Fantastic. And thank you so much, Casey, as always, for doing such a phenomenal job explaining this innovative platform. A couple of housekeeping questions that we received that we just want to knock off right off the bat here. Will we get this recording? Absolutely. Anna and Andrea will be sending that out upon completion of today's call. We also will be linking this on the SIIM sponsor resources page, a link of which will also be provided to each of you directly. We also have a few questions regarding the confirmation that exhibitors will not receive a list with attendee emails of those that they connect with or have meetings with. In fact, the only way that exhibitors will be able to see the email of an attendee is if A, the attendee shares that information during a live call, or if B, the attendee in question has opted in to share their personal contact information via their GRIP profile. And when will attendees get access to the tool? We will be opening this up to all of you on the sponsor angle beginning on May 3rd, so this upcoming Monday. And 7 days after that, attendees will receive access, so May 10th, at which point we will encourage individuals to begin going in, customizing their user experience, and begin networking with one another ahead of the virtual meeting on May 24th. So Casey, kicking a few of these over to you, if you send a chat or a connection request and the attendee at that time is not in GRIP, will they receive an email notification? And if so, is this per request or only sent within batches, i.e., once the attendee gets 5 connection requests?
So, very great question. I'll try to take a stab on it. If there's something I forget, please let me know. In order to chat with an individual on the platform, you must have established a connection. Otherwise, you cannot chat with them. You will see everybody who has registered for the event in the attendee list here, and you can go and show interest in them. If they show mutual interest in you back, you will form a connection. They will receive an email. They will receive a notification in the platform saying they have a new connection. If you send them a meeting request, they will receive an email saying that they have a meeting request. And once they accept or decline that, it will bring them right into the platform. Does that help answer the question?
I think it does. And I would also add, from the SIIM side of things, we will be uploading all of our attendees in batches over the coming days. Our first import went in, I want to say last week when the platform went live, and we will be adding additional individuals every single day leading up to the annual meeting. So just because you don't see your favorite client, customer, constituent, however you want to refer to them, don't think that they're not attending. They may just not be within this platform quite yet. Let's see, great question from Susan. I have used this platform before, and when an attendee selected request a meeting, the request went to the team member who was first alphabetically listed instead of the event manager. How do we set it up so that it comes to the event manager directly?
Great question, Susan. So they submitted a request through the company page, it sounds like. So if I were to find my test account here, GRIP, they submitted a meeting request through the company page. The system is going to auto-populate an individual from that team based off the calendar availability. The user has the option to select a specific representative if they want. However, the platform is going to automatically or randomly pull in a representative who is available. I'd recommend, if you want someone specific, there is someone specific from your team and managing meetings, I'd recommend keeping a close eye on your meeting calendar for your team here and to see what meetings are happening amongst your colleagues. And you can add yourself to any meeting or add any other individual to a meeting as you see fit.
Awesome, thank you. Many of our sponsors are speaking at various sessions throughout the conference. Does the sponsor page have any section that denotes who is speaking, when they're speaking, where they're speaking, any way that an attendee might find that information?
That's a great question. And we are making some final touches to the platform, as you can imagine, with our launch date of Monday, which is exciting. So if there are sponsored sessions within the platform, we can link them to the company page. So we will make sure that that is complete. So when you go to, let me go back to my GRIP page, for example. And if you scroll down, you have your details, you have your representatives, and you have your product showcase. If you are a sponsor of a session, it will provide the session that you are speaking at right below here, which will link to the session on the event agenda.
Awesome. Speaking of the sponsor pages, is the quick headline on the sponsor page optional? In other words, can the sponsor skip it?
Yes. So no fields in the platform are required because we really want to make sure that you are filling out what it is relevant or important to you. We don't want you filling things out just because you're required to. So regarding the headline within your company page, if it's not relevant, there's nothing to put there, leave it blank. That's not a problem.
Awesome. And if attendee shows interest in a company, does that go to the team section?
Yes, great question. So that will come into the inbound leads and you will see them appear. In this example with Becky Johnson, you'll see a tag that has viewed GRIP. GRIP is my company page. So you'll see similar tags like this that will say has viewed with your company profile.
Awesome. Another good one here. If I attend a session, and I'm assuming that means a content session, will that count as one of my limited meetings? And will it automatically block out on my calendar?
Awesome. So it will not count towards your pending meeting limit. Feel free to participate in any sessions that you feel relevant to you and your business. The pending meeting limit is strictly for outbound meeting requests that you have.
Awesome.
If you are scheduling, adding a session to your schedule, you are still able to receive meetings at that time. So I would say if you would like, you can update your calendar availability. You will never receive 2 meeting requests at the same time. We do not allow double booking in that way.
Okay, and just a more of a personal follow-up on that comment. Let's say that SIIM was exhibiting at the annual meeting here, and that Andrea was having a conversation with Anna, and she decided to pull Bradley in. Would one of Bradley's meetings be counted as being taken up during that time?
Yeah, so that's a great example. Bradley would not, it would not affect Bradley's pending meeting limit in any way. It would not affect him. The pending meeting limit is only affecting the individual user who requests that meeting. So only one of your sponsor reps, whoever is the organizer of that meeting, will be affected with their pending meeting limit.
Awesome. Well, I think we have one more, excuse me, we have a couple more minutes for probably one more question here, but I do want to address another quick housekeeping tip that we received. Will professional attendees have an educational session like this about GRIP? Yes, SIIM is doing a very dedicated marketing campaign to educate users on how GRIP's experience will be different than other virtual sessions, the way that they'll be interacting within the platform, and encouraging them to be proactive in the networking and metadata requirements of the session. It's part of the reason that we're going to be opening up early on May 10th to get folks in here, to get them acclimated, and to get that word out. In addition, we're going to go ahead and allow folks to start networking among themselves in advance of the annual meeting kicking off on May 24th. We're still finalizing that deadline, but as soon as we have that done, we will be sure to communicate it to everyone so you can get in those good conversations with the people that you come to expect seeing at SIIM annual meetings every year. Last question here. Is pending different than accepted? So can we have unlimited accepted meetings?
Great question. Yes, you can have unlimited accepted meetings. In your schedule, I showed you, so pending meeting, this is an inbound meeting request that you've personally received. You could have as many as you want of these. You could have as many accepted or confirmed meetings. The only limitation that we have is the number of meetings that you can request. Really, it's just in place to make sure we're intentful in the meeting requests that we're making, so we're not fully blocking everyone's calendar. So yes, you could have as many confirmed meetings as you want. There is no limit.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for everything, Casey. I believe that we did answer all of the questions that we have received, but as always, folks, if you have anything else, do not hesitate to reach out to Andrea, Anna, myself. We're happy to pass those along. Andrea, Anna, any final words of wisdom before we let folks off today?
No, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, Casey. This was very helpful, I think, for all of us. We'll see everyone in a few weeks. Thanks again.